Okay. Okay, now we're recording. So anyway, West Theater is an old program and a good one. Um, I believe that it's the premier high school theater experience in the state of Alaska. I do not want to challenge the amazing community theater programs that are making, more shows than us every season. Those are cool too. Those are doing important work in our community. But what makes West Theater special is that we are right here in the school. Um, Anchor School District kids can just pop over and participate right after their school day. Um, I know that parents have trouble driving their kids all around the city because I am a parent who has trouble driving his kid all around the city. So I've tried to keep our hours as close to the school day as possible, so that kids can make art right after school. And we're just the other kind of guiding star of the program is just excellence. Um, I'm lucky to work in a building with the finest fine arts teachers in the school district or maybe the state. And I get to work with very talented teachers of students. I get to work with the students of the very talented teachers of students. And I feel pressure, I know, as a director to put on the best damn shows that we can. I feel like our students understand that who are in this program. When they come here, they want to work hard. They want to make the very best piece of art they will. They are listening when I tell them that there are right and wrong ways to run, a backstage experience. There's right and wrong ways to prepare for a play. There's just so much work that goes into being a successful artist. And that's just our focus is we're here to have fun, but the fun part is the work. So I think it's normal if your son or daughter is tired at the end of our rehearsals, either from carrying heavy carpentry projects across the school or painting, 100 square feet in a day, or working on choreography for our pieces, um, so on and so forth. So it is something that can sneak up on our kids um, near the end of the show when they've been in a rehearsal process for weeks and weeks and they've given so much of their time to like one piece of art, and then they go into that performance with all the adrenaline that there is in it, and they crash so hard on the other side. Um, if this is any parent's first time watching their kid go through this, it's a lot. We talk in our club about how our participants are students first and artists second. There is a GPA thing in our rules, in our club rules for being a part of a production, that students are to maintain above C grades in their classes. Um, I don't have the capacity to be really on top of the grades, but I know each of you are as you're checking in with your kids about how they're balancing all their commitments. So I do ask for folks to start those conversations early about what balance looks like. Um, you know, some of the hardest moments, I think, for me as a director are like when one of our actors who has a very large role that it's kind of hard to hide, it's kind of hard to replace. They have a very large role that they're putting a lot of energy into, but then they get into that tech week and they are bombing a lot of their classes. That's tough because of all the dang hats that I've got to wear. I've got a major conflict of interest as a teacher, we know we got to focus on the school, but as a director, I'm like, how the heck do we recover from a situation like this? So I just ask that parents join me in heading that one off. We have at least 2 days a week that students aren't called for any rehearsals. And hopefully those days can be spent getting ahead on classes. Um, so those are some of the realities and just like academic expectations for the club. Um, the community expectations for the club, we sent home rules for the students to get signed by their parents and guardians. Please read through those with them. One kind of golden rule for the club that I drill into the kids is just the Bill and Ted thing: be excellent to each other. There's a lot of friends to be made in our community, and a surprising amount, I know I've experienced this, just a surprising amount of times later in your life where you're like, hey, didn't we work on a show together? And oh yeah, that was really cool. You're a really cool person back then, and it's really cool to meet you now and to have this connection. So try to help the kids take the long view on that. It's really hard with kids, though, to get them to think that way. But I just bring it back to professionalism. We're here to do a job and to be our best selves with each other and be excellent to each other. Of course, we have very strict rules about any drug use or any bullying or any of the things that are already against the ASD student handbook. Um, if those sort of situations crop up, I'm really happy to just let principals deal with it, um, because that's their job. And I have so many other students that have so many other needs from me. Um, we I'm not saying that I won't give kids a chance to tell me their side of the story. I certainly attempt to have kids talk to each other and find resolution, because that is actually just the easiest way to move forward, usually, is if we can find that. But if there's ever something that's going bigger that can't be solved by reasonable conversations, then I'm probably just going to ship that over to the principals to figure it out. So you guys know that, and that's just to protect the community and make sure we keep a good vibe and everyone has a good experience. Um, Other stuff that always comes up. I talked about tired kids. I talked about balancing homework. I talked about behavior expectations for the involvement. Um, some some students and their families might want to get more involved in what we're doing. There are some opportunities for that. Our schedule has some voluntary Saturdays on, it's like the first 3 Saturdays in September, where if you want to come over to the auditorium, we're going to be working in there from 9 till 3 p.m. Parents and guardians, cousins, anybody is very welcome to come with our carpentry and painting tasks. It takes a village just to get it all done. Um, if you have your own tools that you want to bring, you can. I have a lot of stuff, but if you bring your own stuff to work with, I think that's cool too. Um, we usually come in with a certain number of jobs that have to get done, but if we're able to complete all those, I'm just going to keep the work moving to try to get ahead if possible. Our first show does have a pretty tight timeline of October 1, 2, and 3 for our performance. So it's all going to come down to a very productive 4 weeks in September to get everything built. I know the actors are going to be hustling to learn their parts as well as they can. And then that last week of September, we're going to be in tech. If this is your first rodeo, tech for production means that All the rehearsal times are mandatory. Everyone who wants to be a part of the actual performance has got to be there. I can share a screen and just look at a calendar version of this with you for a second. Yeah, I think that one will work. Can anyone in the Zoom meeting just confirm you can see a screen right now?
We
Yeah.
see your
Yep.
browser. Hmm.
And I'm trying to show the westdrama.org website. Is that, you see the
Yep.
one the pan goes wrong? Okay, great. Thank you. So, this is a good website to look at every now and then. It does have some buttons on top. Tickets goes to our ticket selling platform. Our season has some information, audition. Your kids probably found that one already. And schedule. Schedule's a really good button to push. It goes to this Google Calendar, and this is kept up to date. The rehearsal times are listed on here. You can see there's quite a lot of little dots in September. These ones are the tech rehearsals. So all of these would be mandatory if your student wants to appear in the performance. I've got some kids who can't make all these dates, and that's okay. I just tell them, hey, you can't be on stage or anything, but you can make art with us. If anybody expects to be on stage, they've got to come to these rehearsals. There is one that's on a Saturday, 9 to 3 p.m., the 26th. This is called our Tech Saturday. And it's our biggest, longest block where typically we're programming all the lights and making sure the sound cues are working great. And then we go into 3 dress rehearsals. These do start right after school, and these are very late days. Our tech rehearsals, I don't think I published the times for those yet. No, I need to get those out to everybody. If our normal rehearsals are going till 5:30, our tech rehearsals are usually extended. Um, we have a shorter show that we're preparing, so I think I'm only going to need to extend them till like 6 p.m. on these tech rehearsals. But honestly, I'm going to look at the state of things on like September 14th and try to figure out, oof, do we really need to catch up some time on these later days? I'm going to get that information out to parents as soon as I can, though. This one is set in stone, 9 to 3 p.m. And these dress rehearsals, I've learned the hard way that I do need to keep students pretty late on the dress rehearsals days, because otherwise we don't finish our runs of the shows, and it's really bad for morale not to get in the full dress rehearsals. Um, with musicals, we will go till 7 or 8 p.m. on these days. We do figure out ways to feed the kids. The Booster Club will tell you more about that. But I don't think we need to go till 8 p.m. I'll just get back to everybody on the exact ending times of these dress rehearsal days in a little bit. And then we got performance days. Okay. So our performance is 60 or 65 minutes long. And we got one on October 1. There is planned to be a school day show on Friday in the morning. If your student does not go to West, this is a good thing to run by their teachers and their uh, principal's office, just to get an excused absence for your kid for the morning. Our performance typically starts at 10 a.m. Because that's when the buses carrying a bunch of elementary kids can get to West. And the performance is 60 minutes. And then I send the kids to their normal classes for the afternoon after their lunch times. If your kid's coming from a different school, then you figure out with your kid about how they want to end that day. I'm going to leave that between a family and their kid. But come back that evening for our 7 p.m. Friday night show. And then we are going to have a matinee on Saturday, 2 p.m. Um, it is tradition. The call times, the times that actors are expected to show up and technicians are expected to show up, is always 2 hours before the performance. So that means we need a kid here at 5 p.m. on Thursday, 5 p.m. on Friday, noon on Saturday. And this is a natural question. What do kids do between the two performances? Um, it is really a cool social moment for the students. We organize a potluck. There's usually a movie going in room 51. There's friends, in friend groups all throughout the room. They're making memories. And then around 5 p.m., I call them all back for our final performance. And it's a cool day in the theater room. The evening of Saturday night, it's a long day, we do strike. And what strike means is I get the kids to tear down absolutely everything from the set. We have to leave the auditorium completely bare stage. We put as much of it into storage as we can on that day, and the rest kind of gets piled in room 51 to be dealt with later. Um, I'm going to try to deal with it all that day if possible because I am not in West as much as I have been in years past. I'm now a teacher at another school. Um, so after that weekend, kids can get a little tired, depressive sometimes. They realize everything they have to, leave the show business and come back to their normal lives. We're going to bring them back up again for a cast crew celebration on Wednesday, um, October 7th. That is the kind of official celebration for the show. What it looks like is about 2 hours. I bring some food and maybe some sodas or something, and we all sign posters and talk about the experience of putting on a play together. We do kind of a post-mortem, highs and lows. Um, and then I send them on their way. It is super normal for the kids to organize their own celebration sometime on that weekend. So parents, I would just keep your ears out for that. Ask your kid if they mention going somewhere or doing something. I am just not involved in that at all, and I don't want to be, honestly. I'm very tired at the end of Saturday, and what sounds great to me is going to bed, but for some reason the kids like to party longer. Um, so that is the schedule for the show. Um, please notice that there is no longer a rehearsal on these Tuesday. Wait, get out of here. Well, that one will disappear in a second. Tuesdays, I had a family thing come up, so I cannot lead a rehearsal on those days. So our typical schedule: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then some Saturday work calls. During tech rehearsal, we are going every single day, and then dress rehearsals every day up to the performance. So that is our schedule. Okay, should I stop sharing? No, I can segue to some booster club stuff. I have a picture that I wanted to show you for that. Um, but I guess before we get too deep in booster club, does anyone have any questions about anything I've said so far?
I have a quick question while the schedule is up.
Yeah.
I see there's a drama club meeting. Is that something that a non-West student would go to or not so much? Is that
They
related to the show or no, not
can,
really?
they can. Um, so the West kids especially like to turn our show experience into a year-long community. And I wouldn't sweat it to get there, but if your son or daughter is interested in the year-long experience of working on like everything with us, they could come to these drama club meetings. Um, there
How long
is
about are the meetings?
how the no, I'm gonna tell them 45 minutes because I got places to
Okay.
be.
Isn't that during lunch or is that now and after school?
I mean, honestly, it's up for debate. The kids organize their own lunchtime meetings
Okay.
at the very beginning of the school year, and I heard it went great. I told them I'd make myself available for after school ones, but I will get back to you on that, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't think it's mandatory or anything. There will come a time if we go all the way forward to April where some kids would like to be inducted in the National Thespian Society. Our schools club is also an affiliate of a national organization. And how that kind of works is if a kid works on everything that we do over the course of a school year, then they can have a special title um, that might be relevant on college applications and maybe not. Um, so that's something that we talk about. Sometimes it's called Thespian Society or becoming a thespian. And going to drama club meetings is supposed to help with that. Mix, I see you want to ask a question. What's up?
So techies follow the same schedule, correct?
Tech follows the same schedule. Yeah. I am um less strict, frankly, with attendance for techs. Um, Actors, I'm really on them about being there for the whole time, every single time. Um, but and I might bark that at everybody, just to maintain professionalism and whatever. But really, if a tech needs to leave at 5 o'clock or even 4:30 on a day for anything, it's really just not that big a deal to put down the hammer and give it to someone else. Good question. Any other questions?
Just to clarify, you said Tuesdays are going to disappear for drama club meetings
For rehearsals.
or
So,
just the rehearsals? Okay.
and I need to ask my officers in the club if they want to do it after school or if they'd rather just make it happen during lunch. Sorry, I don't have a definite answer on that right now.
No, it's okay.
All right. So, is there anything else? This is a question that does come up sometimes, so I just want to say it. If I can go back to our website and then tickets, there's nothing to see on this ticket page yet. But whenever we finish our poster design, I'm going to make a page, which is where people can buy tickets for our shows. We don't do comp tickets for parents or relatives for our shows. Our club is entirely self-funded, and there is no fee for participation, like you might see in any of the other sports and activities. So if you want to think of the ticket you buy to the production as the fee or something, to make it make sense, then that's one way you can look at it. I just mostly strive to make our model as simple as possible. So that's what we've landed on. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for students. Although sometimes students can get in for cheaper if we're running a promotion for student tickets. And that is the model that balances our whole budgets. If you come to a booster club meeting, you could learn more about our budgets. We spend more than $20,000 a year on our shows. Is it 30?
Probably closer
Something
to 30.
probably closer to 30. And just the way that those numbers work and we are able to put on the productions we can is because of ticket sales. So we did become a 501c3.
Yep.
So
We're official.
that's official now. So that's a cool new thing. And if anyone's interested in making donations to the 501c3, it now has tax advantages to do that. But I am getting into Booster Club business, so I better stop and let somebody else talk about that.